Hey, peace and blessings, everybody. Earlier, I made a video about not allowing your claims to enslave you, right? And understand that those claims could be something like I'm slow or I'm depressed or whatever it is. Whatever idea or concept that keeps you from doing something that you say you want to do. And so I know sometimes people say, well, we talked about the problems. Now, what's the answer? You talk about all of, the issues. So, like, what is the answers, right? And I say that, I was an individual that before that was also lost in a certain cycle of thinking. And unfortunately, it took what it took for me to get the time to break out of that cycle of thinking, but fortunately, it did. So I understand for an individual who is trapped in a certain cycle of thinking, and it seems like there's no way out, but there's always a way out. It's just on the other side of every choice is a sacrifice, and most people don't want to make the sacrifice. Like in chess, most people will flip over their king before they give up their queen. They'll totally give up. So now, with that being said, I want to say this here. Whatever it is that an individual could be going through, whether it be something like an abusive relationship, an emotional or physical abusive relationship, it could be a situation where they don't like their job, they don't like the educational system they're dealing with, they don't like whatever it is. You cannot adopt the thinking that you have to accept it. Just think about the people who pioneered some of the stuff that we, in our own frame of mind, would say was uncircumventable. Things that we felt like we couldn't get around, because today we can look at that and say, yeah, I understand how that person would have done that, because I would have done the same. But if you trapped in the moment of that situation, well, people haven't even evolved that kind of thinking yet, then you will see how difficult it is to think outside the box. But it has a lot to do with a lot of belief and a lot of faith, man. And a lot of know. You have to believe and know and understand who you are and what you're about. So I say that to say this now. That first you have to change the way you talk. You have to change the vocabulary that you use. Because the stuff you say becomes the things that you think about, right? No, I take that back. The things you think about become the things that you say. The things you say become the things that you do. The things you do become a part of your character. Your character becomes your destiny. But it goes deeper back than that, because before you start to think about it, you got to see it or you got to hear it. So you got to protect those first. You got to monitor that stuff and truly analyze that stuff first. The vocabulary you use. I'm going to tell you something. A lot of us say, I need to change my circle. But you're not going to change your circle until you change you. And when you change you, your circle will automatically change. Because the thing that draws you to your circle and that draws your circle to you lies inside of each individual. Kind of like a magnet. There's something that naturally gravitates y'all to each other. So as you change, you won't vibe that way. They won't vibe towards you because there's something different about you. They don't feel so much comfort with you. You don't feel so much comfort with them. They don't think as you want to think. It don't make you better. It don't make them work. It just makes things different. You got to change you. Change the way you talk. Change the way you think. Broaden the way you look at things. The reason why I say, yo, mister, shift your perspective. Enlightening Minds Enterprise is about broadening perspective because there's a lot of right answers and a lot of wrong answers. But the broadening of perspective isn't about neither nor. It's about seeing things just a little bit different. That's what it's mainly about. Let me tell you, man, I don't like to hear complaints. People say I'm insensitive to hearing a person talk about their issues because everybody got issues. Everybody got issues. I got issues, but I don't wear my problems on me. I don't wear it on my sleeve. I don't wear my drum. I don't wear my challenges. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm a rise above it. And I understand what wearing it does. All it do is reproduces it. When you talk about your issues over and over, you regurgitate the problem in your mind, on your tongue, and in your soul to the point to where you find yourself dealing with the same thing over and over because you keep giving it life. You keep resuscitating it every time it is about to die. Only truth lives eternally. Falsehood dies by its very nature. But as long as you keep giving it life, it will. You have to learn how to move beyond it. Change the way you talk. Change the way you think. As you begin to study things and change your perspective. Work on shifting your perspective when you find yourself thinking negatively or counterproductively. What is counterproductively? When you're about to do something or say something that goes against the things that you really value. When you finna risk losing things that you really value. That's the counterproductive action. Make sure that every move you make is more valuable than that which you may sacrifice or lose. Make sure every move that you make is more valuable than what you may sacrifice or lose. Otherwise, you're going to regret the move. And it's not going to be consistent. And it wasn't true. It was an emotional response. And whether you male or female, man, our response has to be more mental than emotional. Otherwise, it was irrational. Change the way you think. Change the way you talk.